Hello, all viewers. Welcome to the 16th Khelo Chess India LiChess team battle. Today we have 8 teams battling out for the winning place, and the tournament will start now in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. So, all the viewers out there, I can see few comments out there. So, Mayank says hi. Hi, Mayank. We have Shlok Gaming. Hi, Shlok. How are you? Hope you are doing good. Shlok, are you playing today? If you are playing yes, then you can just comment in the comment section as yes and which team you are playing for. So let me join for my team Khelo Chess India as we have only two players from my team. So let me just contribute to my team as well today. And Mayank also says, Sir, please stream my game today. Okay, Mayank, I'll try to stream your game as well. Which team are you playing for from Mayank?
10, 9, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
So I'm getting my first game against a 2200 rated player, 2286 Udit Kamdar. Udit Kamdar is playing from Gujarat Lions. I'm playing from Khelo Chess India, and today let's try something different. Let's try to play C3. C3, all the viewers out there who are listening right now, is called as a Lapin opening, and that is played against the Sicilian setup just to disturb the Sicilian setup, not to allow Black to settle down quickly and get his most favorite setup of his pieces. It is also more towards a center control, this opening e4, c5, c3. And now bishop g4 is kind of expected. That's okay. I'll just play knight f3. Let's just see if, yeah. So bishop b5 and d5 is one of the fear that black has in the mind. Bishop b5 Rossolimo attack. I just don't want knight b4 to disturb my bishop. I know h3 and g3 both are uh, it's not right to invest in both the moves in the opening. b5. So that's the kind of move. I just want to stop black from progressing on the queen side. So I'm just putting the pawn on b4 here. So h6 has been provoked now. That might help me later in the game. Just if possible, bishop takes h6. If possible, I can play. Now knight goes to d7. That is an interesting move. What is the idea? Does black wants to play e5 or f5? What is the idea? Okay, anyways, I need to complete my setup. So bishop b1, just making sure this pawn is supported multiple times, and then queen can hop on to d3 and just try to put some pressure here. And as I said before, this f1 knight, this is a very good piece, guys. So if when you want to defend your king side, just put your knight on f8 or f1, and h7 is guarded for its lifetime. You don't have to worry about it. So I just have to now play for positionally in the center because h7 mate is not possible. I have to wait for the right moment and push the pawn and get a break in the center, probably e5 or d4, d5. Looking at the comment section, guys, I got a smiley from Madhavi Kapila. So all the viewers out there, I hope the stream is clear and you won't don't have any disturbance or problem with the video. Just let me know if you have any issues. I will try to rectify the problems. So guys, there could be some delay in the broadcast. If you're having any issues with the broadcast, just let me know in the comment section. So that's the reason why I played e5, guys. My knight on b3 was just now looking to go to a better square, which is this c5 square, and that is what I was waiting for, just to get this d6 pawn out of the way, and I can put my knight on c5. Positionally, I think I am still okay. Knight d7 is still not possible because of queen h7 check. And but the thing is, how can I improve my position? I have to put my king on a safer square. I don't want this check from the first rank in near future. So I have to take care. Rook c6. Interesting. Why rook c6? And can I play knight d7 here? Yes, I think knight d7 is a wonderful move here. Let's just check what's happening after knight d7. I want to dislodge this defender. So that was the way to get this knight. Oh, knight g6. Interesting move again, guys. So I was not expecting this one. I do have a beautiful move now. I think I might. Oh, e5 is hanging. e5 is hanging. Okay, but still I have queen h7 check. So knight b6 is the move now. Just capture the bishop on d5 and get a isolated pawn on d5. Try to capture the pawn back and get a pawn up. So thank you, Mayank. I see your comment that video and audio is clear. Thanks for the feedback. And now I think this d5 pawn is the weakness, but first I have to save the f4 e5 pawn. So f4 first, saving the e5 pawn, and now I think I can capture the d5 pawn. So this is how slow and steady you have to play the game, guys, without much of the problems. Just make sure that you are playing safe. Queen takes and rook goes to c3. I think the knight is free here. Let me capture the knight first. Rook takes e3 is now expected, but it will be answered by queen takes f7. And there is a mate threat on d8 now. So I think that's the game for me. So a very good game, guys, and that's something to learn. So let me just quickly give you a glance wherein you can learn something from this position. I am pausing the game, pausing the. Am I getting another game? Okay, I went back to the tournament. That's okay. So we can check that game later on. Let's now check what's happening on the top board. So we have this game going on between Nikaru Hakamura and Satya. Satya is from the Chess Blasters and Nikaru Hakamura is from Gujarat Lions with a whooping rating of 2262. Let's check what happened in the game. So d4, d6, knight c3, c6, e4, b5, knight f3, b4, knight e2. So this is kind of an adventure from black side wherein black is trying to press his dominance on the queen side. But can he take advantage of these moves on the queen side? So d5, g6, bishop e3, bishop g7, rook b1, saving the b2 pawn, knight h6. Will this go into a hippopotamus-like structure, hippopotamus defense? So h3, f6, queen d2, now this h6 knight is hanging. So you always have to keep a watch on queen d2 if you are black in such cases. Then knight f7, bishop goes to e2, castles, castles, knight e5, and now this knight is kind of a very well placed piece. So knight takes knight, and probably then f4 can be played. Let's just check what white played here. Knight takes, knight, pawn takes. Excellent move. Okay, so pawn takes is with the idea that to open up the f file so that black gets some play in the king side also, but he has pushed all his pawns on the queen side. The initial impression is that he will be playing on queen side, but this is a surprise, capturing this pawn and creating the play on the f file also. So c3, a5, a3, b3, a4. Now that a4 pawn might be a weak pawn there. It will be difficult to just keep defending that pawn. Bishop c4, rook b8, b3 pawn is hanging, or g5. I think b3 pawn was hanging here, right? So queen b7 could have defended, or now queen b7. So to put the double attack on the bishop and to capture the b2 pawn, then that could be have been a plan, one of the plans. So g5, then we have rook b1, knight goes to h8, bishop c2, knight g6, knight goes to h5, bishop h3, a sacrifice on h3, knight takes g7, king takes g7, f3, knight h5, h4, rook f2, bishop takes g2, and that's when white resigned. Okay, so look at the pieces first of all. Pieces are equal. Black has these two extra pawns. Not an extra pawn, but one extra pawn, not two. That is a passer for black, and then the king position is also vulnerable. So what if rook have had captured the bishop? Is that still playable, guys? I think that's still playable. Let's quickly check this position. It's a very interesting position. There is a sacrifice, and black has resigned. It's completely winning for black according to Stockfish. Look here, minus 11.6. So if in case rook takes bishop, then queen h3 is suggested to threat a mate on e2, and then queen e2 to defend this mate, and then knight takes f3, a check, and if I think this is all done for white. There is no move left, just king f1, and then knight d4 check. This is a check. King moves, and then knight takes d2, e2 is also available. So it's kind of a lost game now, and rook takes, and this will be winning for black. Okay, so let's go back to tournament, guys, and check the next game. Let me join back and try to play a game. Okay, I got the game. Oh, Vidit Gujarati. Interesting. Let me just play d4 in this game. Knight f6. Vidit Gujarati. All those players who are not aware, he is a great grandmaster from India, a very young and talented grandmaster, and his game is very nice. Actually, he has given very tough to very top GMs in the world right now, and you can really enjoy his play. So just to give you some of my memories from 2006, probably 2006. In the year 2006, actually, I was playing one of the FIDE rating tournaments, classical FIDE rating tournaments in Nasik. Okay, and those who are not aware, Vidit Gujarati. So these they are just trying to jumble up the names. These players from he's a player from CSC. Okay, so it is Vidit Gujarati. So actual the name of the grandmaster is Vidit Gujarati. So just to tell you a story that this small kid, he was playing in that tournament in 2006 in Nasik. It was a classical tournament, and in that tournament, actually, that small kid, he was not even able to sit properly in this on his chair because of his height. He was a short guy, not very long guy, not a tall guy at all. And but what happened was that slowly I was watching the game, just standing beside that little boy, and he was playing so confidently against I am Shekhar Sahu. If you can just Google out his name, his rating was around 2380 at that time, and he was playing against Shekhar Sahu, and he was making all the moves very confidently without any issues. And after some time, he actually won, and it was surprising that this small boy from that Nasik village, he has beaten a grandmaster. That was very much amazing at that time. Then I came to know that Anup Deshmukh, I am Anup Deshmukh, was his coach. Anup Deshmukh is again a very excellent player from Maharashtra. So he was the coach of that little boy, and it was amazing. So after tournament, everyone inquired that who is this little boy who was able to defeat a grandmaster so easily. And then it was discovered that it was none other than Vidit Gujarati himself. So that was the first instance wherein the Vidit Gujarati, I saw him personally playing on the against an IM and winning comprehensively. So that is the first instance where I witnessed his great game and his great talent. And soon after then, he was unstoppable after around a couple of years ahead. So 2400 rating, and he was unstoppable. So it was a great experience watching that little kid when Vidit Gujarati was a little boy, and he had beaten IM comprehensively. He must have been around 8 or 10 years. I don't remember exactly, but he was very young. So this game is going on pretty well right now. It's all the battle about the weaknesses in your opponent's camp, and right now the e2 pawn is kind of hanging. So let me just play rook d3. But I missed something. I missed something very important. This is something that I missed right now. So what should I play? Hmm. gone silent, absolutely silent. I'm just thinking what to play now, how to get rid of this difficult situation. Let's just play Queen F5. Just try to play on now and this move. Hmm. Can I capture the pawn? I think yes, I can capture this pawn. Oh, the queen was hanging there. So very good game by Vidit Gujarati. Let's try to play some more moves and then probably try to create some play over there. Hmm, interesting. I'm taking myself into a mating net, but just trying to create something here. Oh, that's a blunder again. So I'm not in a good shape today, guys. Just making a lot of blunders, and I think this will be lost after. Yeah, let's just go back to the tournament. Pause the game. Okay. So now let us just check the top. Who is leading right now? The Chess Blasters are leading right now with 16 point. CSC is again leading. Again, the CSC and Chess Blasters are on the same position right now with 16 points each. Then we have Varun Balupur from Gujarat Lions on 12 points. Kolkata Dragons on 12 points. Social Distancing is playing from Kolkata Dragons. Seven-star online players, MPH Chess 6 points, 3 points, and 2 points. Khelo Chess India, Agent SG, a new player from my team, is leading right now. And keep playing chess. It's Chess Star 007. So that's good scores from all the teams from the individual point of view. Bombay Rocker from Chess Blasters is currently leading with 8 points. Then we have Gidit Gujarati from CSC, a new player that is with 8 points. Udit Kamdar with 6 points. MPH Chess with 6 points. Social Distancing with 4 points. That's the top 5. And we have actually we have all the team members in this top 10. It's not like some team is dominating, but of course, Gujarat Lions always had some positives in the playing in the top 7 of the top 10 of the individual point of view. So this is MPHS playing from 7 stars, and MPH I think has requested me to take his game today. So MPH, I would like to take your game today. So if one of the games is in progress, then I can take it up. I think you're not having any game right now. Let's go to the top boards and check who is playing. So this would be an interesting battle. Udit Kamdar and Gidit Gujarati is playing against each other. So e4, c6, a Caro-Kann defense, d4, d5, e takes d5. This is called as an exchange variation, guys. C takes d5, knight f3, knight c6, c3, g6, bishop goes to b5, bishop g7, bishop takes c6. So this is something which is not played often. This exchange on c6, castles, knight h6, rook e1. So white is just playing safe and trying to create all the chances that he can on this. Again is a very good knight maneuver, guys. If you are trying to play like a hippopotamus defense, this knight at 6 and knight f7 and then pawn to e5 is a very good kind of plan and strategy here from black side. You can implement this strategy in your games as well. Let's just check what happened later on. So knight a3 was played. Let's go into the full screen mode for a better view. Yeah, this is better. So knight a3, rook e8, knight c2, e5. Yeah, that is the plan which I was telling you. This is a very nice plan. So this actually this knight h6 and knight f7 is helping in two plans. First is this bishop h6 is stopped, and second is it suppose this e5 break. Okay, so knight f7 is serving two purposes here, supporting the e5 break and stopping this bishop from coming to h6. So that's the plan for you. Pawn takes, bishop e3, and then bishop g4. There is a threat of double pawn here, so knight g5, knight takes, bishop takes, and queen goes to b6. Knight e3, bishop e6. That's the live position. So black has a very good center here. His rook on 8 is bit passive. He can put the rook on b8, or he might try to get double rooks in the f file. He has a bishop pair, and bishop pair are pointing towards the queen side. He can get Black can get actually this passer here on d file, and this pawn can then come to c5 and support this d5 pawn. So there are good opportunities for black here. This rook and the bishops are lined up towards the queen side, but putting the rook on f file, actually I'm not sure how it's going to help right now. So they are cancelling each other. These bishops are pointing towards the queen side, and rook, just black played this rook towards the king side. The rook should have been on e8 or d8 to support the passer pawns. There is a threat of rook takes e5 now after bishop takes g7. Bishop takes, king takes, and rook takes e5. So how will black? So this now black sometime back black played rook f8. Rook should have been kept on e8. Just in bishop f7, rook could have supported the e pawn. So what do you think, guys? This position. So this two pawns versus these two pawns, who are better? The central passers or the side passers? Who do you think are better in this position? Put in the comment section. Knight has a very good square on e4 now. If bishop takes, then this rook can capture back on e4. Yeah, that's what white played now, putting the rook knight on e4. Queen has to move or capture, or black has to capture the knight on e4. So what do you think, guys? Would you prefer these two pawns from black side, or would you prefer these two side passers from white side? Which are better? Now soon both players are going to be under time pressure. I think black pushing the d3 pawn is not a good idea now. White can just come back. He can bring back his queen to probably f2 and then rook to e3 and try to attack this d3 pawn now. Okay, so sorry, I was speaking on mute, guys. So I hope my voice is now clear. This rook is actually misplaced. It should have been somewhere near this D file, either on D2 or D4. Black actually became greedy and captured this pawn. You are just giving some chances to white now. Yeah, I think this is winning completely because of this check. And then rook can come here. Or even probably the rook check, king moves, and queen. Interesting game, guys. A lot of pressure on both the players, and they have both can get mated at the same time. Queen f6 check. Oh, interesting. Now queen f7 is possible. Yes, check. King moves, rook check. Queen c7 check. King moves, and rook c6 is a check and mate. A beautiful execution of check and mate finally by white. Let's go back few moves and witness what happened again in the game again. So rook g3 check was given here. King went to f8. Queen h8 check, king e7, and here actually black had chance to repeat the moves by playing king to f8. That is what I was suggesting, that he could have gone, because it's a very risky situation. All both the kings are exposed, and if your king is more exposed, it is having a more probability of getting checkmated, and that's what happened in the game. So in such situations, you can go for just a repetition and try to uh, at least secure a draw for yourself. So what happened was, in the game, black played king to d7. This probably is not the right move. It allowed, actually directly your check was possible. Queen f7 check was possible, but white preferred to play simple and support the pawn first, and then he played. So queen g4 was probably a mistake, exposing this d file, c file, and queen is not there for saving those checks out there. And that's what happened. And then queen f7 check, king goes to c6, rook c3 check. Should black have played king d5? He played king b6 and lost. King d5, queen check again, king goes to e4, and queen d3 check and mate would be there, I think so. Queen d3, king f4, queen e3 check, king f5. Yep, it would have been an interesting game, guys. So let's go back to the tournament. So I'll just quickly show you how the checkmate happened. King goes to b6, queen check, king at a6, and rook c6 check and mate. Let's go back to the tournament. So right now, Gujarat Lions are leading with 36 points, followed by Kolkata Dragons on 31, CSC on 28, 7 Star Online Players on 24, Khelo Chess India on number 5 with 23 points, and then we have Chess Blasters and Keep Playing Chess. Let's quickly check who all are leading from individual point of view. We have Udit Kamkar with a rating of 2282 from Gujarat Lions leading with the 14 points. Then we have Arkya Chat from Kolkata Dragons with 12 points. Then we have beginner player with 12 points. Then we have MPH Chess with 12 points. Social distancing from Kolkata Dragons with 11 points. These are the top 5 players. Let's quickly check game of MPHS. He was leading for some time. Let's see what happened in the opening. So knight f3 was played, c5, d4, c takes, knight takes, d6, knight c3, knight f6, e3. So white is refraining from playing in the center right now. Bishop b5 check, bishop d7, queen e2, a6, Bishop goes to, I think a6 here was not necessary. Black could have gone with bishop g7 and castles. A6, bishop d3, bishop g7, b3. B3 is not a good move because of then rook c8 will put more pressure on that knight, which is placed on c3. Knight takes, pawn takes, queen b6 attacking. But what about the e7 pawn? The e7 pawn was hanging. Okay, though, so if queen e7, then there is a nice trap, guys. So this is a tempting move. Queen takes e7, but I think it would be trapped by rook e8. Rook e8 can be answered by knight d5, attacking the queen and the knight at the same time. That knight is free. If black captures d5, then white can capture the bishop. So yeah, the e7 pawn could have been captured actually. So let's see what happened. Rook a d1, bishop goes to g4, pawn f3, bishop e6. Now the e7 pawn is well defended, and king goes to h1. The spin is what was annoying for white probably, and king h1 was played, and now d5 is possible. Okay, so rook c8 is attacking the knight on c3, rook e1, rook e8, knight goes to a4, and white won this game. But let's quickly go back and check what happened in the game. Rook f e1, rook e8, knight goes to a4, then queen c6, c4, d5, and knight c5. So d5 is actually is not good move because then this knight c5 on is a very good well placed piece actually. Okay, so the problem is what should black play here? That's a big question. Black has landed himself in a difficult situation. So probably just this bishop can go back to d7, queen can come back to c7, attack the knight from here. If knight goes back to c3, then put rook on b8. This rook on, no, this rook cannot move because he has to support the e7 pawn and just try to play b5 probably. Okay, so that's the position as of now. So d5 was played, knight c5 from white side, bishop d7 and pawn takes, knight takes, bishop goes to e4 and queen d3, queen d6, knight takes b7. I think that's the winning move for white. And then bishop b5 and the queen is hanging. That's where actually black resigned. But why did black resign? Can anyone? So let's just check quickly. So white has to play here. White has how many options? White has knight takes rook option. He has knight takes c8 option. He has bishop takes d5 option. He has rook takes e2 option. A lot of things that white has to consider here. I think knight c8 might be a little bit better because then it gives you another chance of taking the pawn and giving a check to king probably. Rook takes e2 is also possible. A lot of options, so we have to analyze this position uh, by taking some time. Let's go back to tournament, check the next game. Let's check this game. Black is already winning. Let's quickly check what happened in the opening. How did white lose a piece? So this is a very bad way to play, guys. So whenever this bishop is on g7 and you are supporting with the pawn attacks here, you can just push the c3 pawn or because queen b6 is always creating some tactics on b2 and d4. You have to pay attention and make sure that you don't get trapped in these tactics. Okay, so bishop e3 queen b6 is again a problematic move here. uh, b3, that is again helping this bishop actually to be the strongest piece on the board right now. Knight c3, let's go back. Knight c6, bishop b5, knight f6, queen d3, castles, bishop takes b6, and castles, bishop g4, knight d2, pawn takes, and bishop takes, and e5. So this is actually the problem. Whenever you play b3 against Sicilian, black is going to have this open file, and just putting this rook on c8 creates a tremendous pressure on the c file. So don't play b3, guys. Avoid b3 like moves because then it will create this c3 as a weakness square when you are playing against Sicilian defense. So rook c8 was played, knight c4. And then bishop e6, bishop takes a7, bishop takes c4, b takes c4, queen takes c4, queen takes, rook takes, and now the black will be the happiest person on the planet because of this open file and targets in the c file. So knight b5 and knight e4, knight goes to e3, and I think rook a5 wins a piece. Not exactly the piece, but it's still a better position for black, lot better. And the a3 was hanging here. I don't know why this rook e1 was played. White should have saved the knight here, and that's where I think white lost the piece and then lost the game as well. Let's go back to the tournament and check what is the situation. Let's just check. Okay, this let's pick up one of the games now. d4, d5, e3, c6, bishop d3, knight f6, knight d2, g6, f4. So no, that's a different opening. But Cole system is something that I remember from this structure. Not the London system, but the Cole system. It's a very old opening. Knight e5. I'll still need to check my facts if that's got as Cole system. Knight f8, queen f3, e6, g4, queen c7, g5, knight goes to d7. This white is taking some chances on the king's side, but how is he going to open up the black's castle here? h5, interesting. White is playing well, but can he exploit the castle, black's castle? Pawns have already reached g5 and h5. He just needs an open file, and that open file might help. But this knight on f8 actually is superiorly placed. It's just defending this at 7 square very well, and in such situations, it's difficult to get a check and mate. Knight can now join the party actually by this move. Yeah, that was a free pawn, and that probably will start a bad position for white because now e5 might come with a tempo. Bishop is attacking this queen. Yes, that's the problem. Don't capture the e5. Don't capture the e5. The queen is hanging, and even if queen moves, this is something that is very difficult to handle for white now. That's a miss, huge miss from MPH chess. The queen was hanging, guys. So this small petty threads, you don't should not lose your focus. E4 is something what white was more concerned about, and he forgot about this discord attack on his queen. That shouldn't happen. Let's go back to the tournament. Okay, so looking at the comment section, we have a hi from Subhash M. Hi Subhash, how are you doing today? Hope you're doing well. How was your Monday? Did you play chess any time today? Subhash, just put in the comment section. Okay, so let's go back and check few games again. Let's go to a little bit in the lower in the ranking. We have My Shakti from Khelo Chess India right now. Let's quickly check one of the games from My Shakti. So e4, c5, knight c3, e6, knight e2, d5, e takes d5, e takes d5, d4, and that's actually okay. I am not sure this is winning for better for black, but definitely it is better for white. So generally, just going back few moves to explain you where it went wrong. So this structure, guys, this structure is actually something that is seen more in case of French defense, wherein white can go for the Winover variation or the Tarrasch defense, wherein black plays c5, and this is where black is left with the IQP, this pawn on d5 after exchange. You can see here pawn takes d4. Here black should avoid the exchange probably. You should focus more on the development, bishop e6 or knight f6, or likewise. But pawn takes is actually helping white here just to put all the pressure on this IQP. Those who are wondering what is IQP, IQP is called as isolated queen pawn, and that is when your queen pawn is left all alone, wondering why it's there on the board with no pawn supporting him. Okay, so that is called as IQP. And then knight c6, queen takes d5, knight takes d5, bishop d6, bishop f4, bishop takes, knight takes, rook b8, avoiding this 4 con c7. So rook b8, castles, bishop e6, knight c7, king e7, bishop b5, knight f6, and rook dn. So that's one of the key points that you can learn from this game, guys. You have to create some weakness in your opponent's position, and that is what white has done here. White has created one weakness in black's position by capturing this bishop on e6, and this pawn is now a weakness in black's camp, and that is what can help white to win easily. So this is something that you have to learn, guys. When all the viewers out there who are watching right now, this pawn is going to be your key to success if you are playing from white side. So rook goes to e1, knight goes to d8. Now black will go full defensive, putting all his pieces back, and this knight is actually trapped on h2. Rook h1 I think is simple now. Okay, so knight takes, rook takes, king moves, and rook h2. And I think this is winning for white now. Okay, let's go back to tournament. This is plus for white. Let's join back and try to play a game. I'm tired a lot today, but let's try to play some at least a game or two. Last 10 minutes, guys. So this is going to be a very close battle. We still have only 10 points between first and second place, and someone from Kolkata Dragons, if manages to win couple of games very quickly with the Berserk mode, then they can just top the board and top the today's ranking and go on the first position. We also have CSC competing very well for the second position. Even they can go to top positions. We have 7-star online players with 36 points, Khelo Chess India with 31 points, Chess Blasters on 28 points, and Keep Playing Chess with 10 points. So just a question out there, an open question, an open forum to all of you. Would you like to play team tournaments having cash prizes? That's a question to all of you guys. So if the answer is yes, I would think about the same, which where I will verify and make sure that there is no cheating and we have a very good cash tournament for the team event. So let me know, guys. And so meanwhile, I have not got assigned any game. Let's just check one of the games from top boards. Okay, let me just close out other windows. So Vishal Pabari is from Gujarat Lions, if I'm not wrong. Kolkata Dragons. Okay, I got a game here. I have to go back and play my move. Knight f3. Joseph Raja. I don't know who is this, but let me just play in the Berserk mode. Try to grab 3 points. Oh, I should have captured the pawn. And okay, I need to save the pawn. C6 pawn. Castles, castles. B2 is hanging now. Is there a trap or something? No, there is no trap. So this is one of the coolest way to get your queen on the king side. This here and then this route. I'm attacking the knight twice. This knight can go back to e2 now. Actually, I missed a trick probably. I should have played. Oh, interesting. Now c5 is possible to just attack the knight. I just want to get my rook to b8 somehow, but this queen is just not allowing it. How should white continue? I am playing in the berserk mode this game. Okay. Let me just try attacking the queen once. And now I think I can come to b8 because queen will go to a3 now. Queen a3, rook b1, and then rook b4. Yes. I'm not making a pre-move. I'm just keeping my rook here. Once the queen moves to a3, I'll play this move. c4 is also possible. If c4, then I will have to think about some other move. Probably queen e5. If c4, I can play queen e5, attacking the e4 pawn. Yeah. So c4 was played. So queen e5, attacking the e4 pawn now. f3 is expected. Oh, free pawn. Should I grab it? Yes. Let me grab it. The pawn. Queen is under attack now. Lot of things to be worried about for white. So in such situations, just make sure what is hanging, opponent's pieces, hanging pieces, and attack those hanging pieces. That's it, nothing to worry about. This knight is hanging now, and now I think I can play d5 and d4. Last 30 seconds, I have to be very quick now. Now the threat is d4 because the knight is pinned. Bishop moves, can I capture? Yes, I think I can capture. Queen takes, pawn takes. Last 20 seconds. Pawn push. Oh, I missed it. I missed it. I knew this was going to happen. I had planned for this and then I did not play rook b1 check. It was a check and mate for me. I think knight d4 is going to be played. Yeah, free in the rook. Yes. Check. I have to be very quick now. Just I have to anticipate. Okay, white resigned. Very well. Let's go back to tournament and pause the playing and last 3 minutes remaining now. 3 minutes and 20 seconds. As usual, Gujarat Lions are whooping almost 12 points. Yes, 12 points ahead of the second place, that is Kolkata Dragons. Kolkata Dragons, we must say social distancing is playing very well from Kolkata Dragons with 22 points leading today. Then we have CSC. We have this new player, Gidit Gujarati from CSC, who is creating some havoc for other players on the board. Then 7 star online players, we have Gaurav. Then we have Khelo Chess India. Then we have Chess Blasters and Keep Playing Chess on number 7. So let's go back and check the top player from the individual point of view. So beginners play 555. Gujarat Lions is currently leading with 24 points. Udit Kamdar is leading with 23 points on second position. Then we have social distancing. So few players from Kolkata Dragons and some players from Khelo Chess. No, some players from Gujarat Lions leading all the way. Then we have Khelo Chess India and CSC and 7 Star Online players. So Gujarat Lions and Kolkata Dragons are the real champions of today. As of now, you can see a huge lead with from the third place. Both teams are way ahead in the scores. Let's quickly check one of the games here which is going on. Let me just check third game between Sony Atharva and Vishal Pabari. Sony Atharva is from Chess Blasters team and Vishal Pabari is from Kolkata Dragons. D4, D6, E3, Bishop F5, Bishop D3, Bishop G6, F4, Queen F3, Knight E2, Knight C3, Knight F6, castles, Bishop D6, Knight T2, castles, A3, A5. That is the current live position. Last 1 minute and 35 seconds for tournament to conclude. I don't think this game is going to get finished by that time. Either of the players should have played in the berserk mode to gain some points quickly. E2 knight was hanging. I think that should be the game for black here. Yep. White resigned. Let's go back to our tournament and last 30 seconds. What's happening here? A king and pawn ending. Let's just check who is winning this one. This is a winning actually, winning for black. Black has to play sensibly here. King A8, H8 should have been played here actually. King H8. King H8 was the better move. Oh, there is a mate on Ace H7. Yep, that's a problem. So just going back few moves, guys. This is a beautiful position, and here instead of king goes to B7, you should play king goes to H8. Okay, instead of king G8, you should play king H8, and then if queen takes F7 is a stalemate. So here the problem is that then black has to go back and defend this square on C8 square, or black can just play this move king B6, king G6, and then if G8 queens, F8 queens, then queen H2 will be a check and mate. So interesting position. You must know this position very well from both the sides, black and white. You can then be able to manage this very as per the position demands. You have to play it very well. You have to remember this when you're playing. So let's go back to the tournament. So these are the winners for the 16th Khelo Chess India Team Battle Gujarat Lions with 66 points, and beginner play is leading from Gujarat Lions with 24 points. We have Kolkata Dragons on second place with 61 points. Then we have CSC Gidit Gujarati with 17 points leading in CSC team, and the team score is 44 on number 3. Congratulations to these three teams. Then we have 7 Star Online players, Khelo Chess India, Chess Blasters, and keep playing chess on the remaining of the places. So it was a very good tournament, guys. We saw very good traps, and we also explained some of the openings that you would like to play in your games. Even the ones which you play, you will get some tricks in that opening